Hey people, it is Tuesday, August the 3rd, and it is 23 degrees Celsius. And I'm here at the corner of Yonge Street and King Street. And I thought for today I would do my 5,000 step walk since I recently passed 5,000 subscribers. And I think I'll head east along King Street, and then I'll just sort of go wherever the wind blows me until I pass 5,000 steps. So as you can see right now, I currently have 4,598 steps accumulated so far today. So I'll start my count here, and we'll wait until we get to 9,600 steps. I'll just cross to the other side. All right, the count begins. I think it's been a while since I've done a walk heading east along King Street East. So I was very happy to hit 5,000 subscribers a few days ago. I think I'm about 5,030 now. So maybe I'll even do 30 extra steps. And I'll keep doing these with every 1,000 subscribers until it basically becomes impossible to complete a walk in the time that my camera will allow. I can basically do a walk of up to 90 minutes or so with this camera before the battery dies, unless I start carrying around excess battery packs or using two cameras or things like that. I'm thinking a 5,000 step walk will be somewhere in the range of 40 minutes or so, maybe 45. So that's nothing out of the ordinary. And there's Toronto Street.
Only the one cord fiber coming in.
Here's the new Google head office here, under construction. Google Canada. I actually hit the 5,000 subscriber mark while I was doing my live stream on Friday with Megan. And here we are coming up to Church Street. There's St. James Cathedral. As I look south. back into the shade. It's not terribly hot right now. And there is a slight breeze. But I still tend to prefer the shade. I'm not much of a sun worshiper. So I don't know if I've mentioned, but this stretch of King Street East could almost be called the furniture district. There are a number of furniture stores along this stretch. Some of them quite pricey. And there's also street furniture. I don't know if that was a real monk or if it was one of those fake monks that go around sort of scamming people, but could very well be a real monk, so let's just say he was a real monk. I didn't mention here's St. James Park. Very nice park. We're currently walking past St. Lawrence Hall. It's one of the more historic buildings in the downtown.
But when she lifted it and took it in, it was like that.
1850. This part of the city is known simultaneously as Old Town, and it's also the northern part of St. Lawrence Market. So the street signs say both Old Town and St. Lawrence Market.
Damn, where are we gonna sit though? Or should we go to a patio?
This is Jarvis Street.
Is that a question that you're like maybe we'll get along?
There's St. Lawrence Market itself, down on Front Street.
Just cost very good. I got picked up on the phone.
And here we are coming to George Street. I've done a number of walks along George Street. The southern end is quite nice. Nice urban downtown street. But the northern end, up between Dundas and Gerrard, is known for being probably the sketchiest street in the city. I've done a walk along that section before as well. And here we have the ubiquitous Gabbies. You'll find them in every neighborhood in the city. And I've mentioned before that I've never ever been to a Gabby's, and I probably never will. I've gone this long without going, so why would I start now? Normally when I've done walks along King Street, I've almost always walked from east to west, simply because one of the best things about walking along King Street in that direction is you walk towards the financial district and you have this awesome vista of the bank towers. So that's why I've never really bothered to walk west to east before. But I think now is a good time. Something new, a new perspective. Well, I think I have to follow. Well, they almost sold me. They almost sold me. But I have a walk to do. I might have to come back here sometime. And here's one of those furniture stores I was talking about. And here's Sherborne Street. And much like George Street, the southern end of Sherborne is actually rather nice. But once you pass Shooter, it also starts to take on a rather sketchy atmosphere. But then once you pass Allen Gardens, it sort of reverts again to just a regular, rather nice downtown street. Taquerito, the best friend of a burrito. I've never tried this place either. And if you've been watching my channel, you know how much I love burritos.
And that's Iranian tax affiliation shit too. And that's legal too. Okay.
It's crossing Princess Street. And Rooster Coffee. That's a well-regarded local chain. Just had to. I'm carrying a bag, which makes it awkward to check my phone. Alright, we're at just under 6,200 minus the 4,600 that I started out with. So as I was saying, we have to get to 9,600 steps for me to get to 5,000. My count did not start from 0, as I mentioned. Started at 4,600. And here we've reached Parliament Street. So we're in the Corktown neighborhood now. Which is also still part of Old Town. Let's look north. The street is taking on a much more of a neighborhoody feel now. Not really in the heart of downtown anymore. There's some nice old row homes. And here's a free painting if anyone wants it. A nice wintry scene or Christmassy scene. It's something my mother would like, actually. Gilead Place. Huh. I wonder if that was the inspiration for the name Gilead in the Handmaid's Tale. After all, the author does live here in Toronto. And the show was actually shot here in Toronto as well. Are you going or are you not? It's not that complicated of a maneuver here. This is a restaurant, but they don't seem to have their patio set up. And this building stood in as the police station on the sci-fi series Orphan Black. I remember when I started watching the show and immediately recognized it to be a Toronto set show. First I thought, where is this building? It looked familiar. And then what gave it away for me was these overpasses here. And then I was like, oh yeah, I know where that building is. It's actually an old warehouse building. Currently is being renovated, or work is being done anyway. So that's right, watch Orphan Black. The police station is not really a police station, which is often the case in how they use buildings in these shows. Toronto's real police stations tend to not have such a historic character to them. There are a few here and there. And there's Bright Street. I've done some walks along that street before. Let's check our step progress. is annoying. My phone does not want to seem to recognize my thumbprint. Just stop for a second. Come on, phone. Being a pain. I think when it gets hot, my phone does not like to cooperate. Alright, so we still have about 2,200 steps to go. Alright, resume walk. I wasn't expecting to have to carry this bag around with me. At the last second, somebody gave me something as I was getting ready to head out for my video, and now I'm stuck carrying this thing around. And we're just about coming to the end of King Street here. Merges with Queen Street once you pass River, and heads over the Don Valley, continuing along Queen into the Riverside neighborhood, and then on through Leslieville and eventually the beaches. But I'm not going to continue heading east. I'm going to turn north here at River Street. So here we go, heading north. So this is pretty much as far east as you can go and still be in what is generally considered downtown. The more expansive downtown boundaries run from the Don River in the east, Bathurst in the west, Bloor or Davenport in the north, depending on who you who you ask, and the lake in the south. And there's Queen. And there's a look back to the west. Got about 2,000 more steps to go. It'll take us through Regent Park. Maybe I'll walk through some streets in Regent Park that I've never walked through before. Queen City Vinegar Company. Huh. Well, I don't think it's a vinegar company anymore. It's a rather nice looking residential building now. And now that I'm in the sunlight, it suddenly does feel quite hot. I think it's supposed to get up to 27 degrees Celsius today. Shooter Street, the CN Tower sighting. And this stretch of River Street has been completely transformed in recent years with these new residential towers. These are the new phases of Regent Park, which are replacing the old original buildings, which date from the 1940s, 50s, and 60s. Those buildings are being torn down parcel by parcel and replaced with new modern residential buildings. Some are rent geared to income apartments and some are condos. And this side of the street is also going to be transformed with some new residential buildings. So I'm thinking maybe I will take this next street into Regent Park. I think this old strip of row houses will be coming down for a new tower. Alright, so let's head into this newly redeveloped section of Regent Park. That's an interesting looking building. I've actually never noticed this before. Bill Graham Youth Center. There's certainly lots of youths hanging outside the youth center. So Regent Park was a housing project, I think one of the first large public housing projects built in the city. That over the decades sort of deteriorated and developed a reputation for being a troubled neighborhood with all of the unpleasant side effects that go along with being a troubled neighborhood. And then starting around 15 years ago or so, the redevelopment began, where they began knocking down some of the old buildings, replacing them with new residential buildings. And that's still ongoing. I think there's only one section left yet to be redeveloped, and then it will be complete. So it'll basically be about a 20-year project when it's all done. Here we are at Dundas Street East. So we'll start heading west again. There's the Pam McConnell Aquatic Center, named after a popular city councillor who passed away several years ago. And here's the actual park called Regent Park. And up there to the north, on the other side of the park, is the last remaining parcel of the old, original public housing buildings. Mostly low to mid-rise brick structures. I think those ones date from the late 1940s. Can't really see them, but I've done a number of walks through Regent Park before, where I walked directly through that area. And here's a neighborhood bistro. This is the kind of thing you would never have seen in the old Regent Park. And maybe I will walk through this section up ahead here instead of continuing west along Dundas. I think we have about 800 steps to go. And there you can see some of the old buildings that are remaining. This is Oak Street. And I'll make my way back over to Parliament Street. Not sure when this last parcel of old buildings will begin demolition. I imagine it will be in the next year or so. And you can see some of the skyline looming off to the west. We have the Aura condominium, and up there you can see One Bloor East. And on the left-hand side is the cluster around Dundas and Jarvis. And maybe we'll see the financial district in a few seconds. It's behind these trees, though. Well, there you can just get a peek of First Canadian Place and Scotia Plaza and the very tip of the CN Tower. Here's Freshco discount grocery store. I'm actually gonna pop into there after I finish this video, because I only live about a 7 or 8 minute walk from here. Let's just cross this way. Very close to hitting 5,000 steps, so I'm just going to cross here again. And maybe I'll end the video right at the Freshco. I'll just kind of do a little around the intersection to finish up this 5,000 step walk. Alright, we just hit 5,000, but I'll go an extra 30 steps since I am at 5,030 subscribers now, or at least last time I looked. And there we go. Oh, I hit over 5,030. That's okay. I'll show you. There, I ended up at 5,040 steps. Remember, I started at 4,600. So that's it. I just did my 5,000 step walk to celebrate 5,000 subscribers. So I hope you enjoyed walking along King Street East through Old Town, and then continuing through Corktown, and then through part of Regent Park, and ending here at Parliament and Dundas in front of the Freshco. And I'm gonna pop inside here and get a few things before I head home. So leave a comment below and let me know your thoughts. And thank you to everyone, once again, who has subscribed to my channel, getting me to 5,000. And I look forward to 6,000 and beyond, and maybe 10,000 in another year. We'll see. So leave a comment below, as I already said, and like and share and subscribe if you haven't already, and get me closer to that 10,000 whenever that day may be. And make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. And if you'd like to support the channel, there are links in the description where you can do so via PayPal and via my new merch store. And you can also find me on Instagram under KContinuum. So thanks for watching, and be sure to keep checking back, because as always, I will continue.